It was a calm, unremarkable afternoon when my phone buzzed, shattering the fragile balance I had managed to maintain in my life. The notification revealed an email from someone I hadn't heard from in almost a year, my former partner. We had parted ways in chaos, our breakup leaving wounds I thought would never heal. I had assumed our paths would never cross again. Yet, here it was, an exquisitely worded digital invitation to his wedding. I stared at the screen, feeling as though time had paused. Why would he want me there for such an important day? Was it an olive branch meant to rebuild some form of connection, or just polite formality? My first instinct was to ignore it. Perhaps it was a mistake, sent to the wrong person. Or maybe it was his way of saying we were still on vaguely civil terms. But there was a lingering discomfort I couldn't shake. This felt like a challenge, almost as if he wanted me to prove that I had truly moved forward. For several days, I wrestled with the decision. Should I attend? Would it be appropriate? Could I stand to see him again after everything we had been through? Then there was Mark, my current partner. I could already imagine his reaction. When I finally told him, his response was sharper than I anticipated. He wasn't just opposed, he was hurt and furious. "It's inconsiderate," he said firmly. "Going to your ex's wedding isn't moving forward. It's reopening old wounds. Why would you even consider it?" His words cut deep. I tried to explain that my reasoning had nothing to do with lingering feelings or a desire to revisit the past. To me, it was about closure, about witnessing his new beginning and reaffirming my own. I thought it might give me peace. But no matter how carefully I explained, Mark couldn't see it that way. To him, my willingness to attend felt like betrayal. The tension between us grew. What began as quiet disagreements became heated arguments. The warmth we'd built started to dissolve, replaced by suspicion and hurt. I began doubting myself. Was I making a mistake? Was I truly crossing a boundary? Then came the night everything shifted. Mark came home from work, sat down beside me, and spoke in a calm but heavy voice. "If you go to your ex's wedding, maybe we're not meant to be." The weight of his words sank into me. I pleaded for him to understand, that my love for him hadn't changed, that this was about facing my past so it could no longer haunt me. But his resolve was solid. That night, he walked out. I sat alone, bathed in the faint glow of my apartment, the invitation still shining on my phone screen like it was mocking me. When the wedding day arrived, I went. I dressed simply, hoping to blend into the background. My heart was tangled in anxiety, sorrow, and a flicker of anticipation. The venue was elegant, filled with familiar faces. It felt surreal. And there he was, my ex, standing at the altar, radiant in a way I had never seen before. Our eyes met for a fleeting moment, awkward but genuine. In that brief exchange, I understood something. This day wasn't just about celebrating his future, it was my final goodbye, not only to him but to the version of myself that had loved him. As the vows were spoken, a mix of closure and regret washed over me. Seeing him promise his life to someone else made me reflect on what I had lost, and what I was still fighting to hold on to. Thoughts of Mark swirled in my mind. I couldn't help but wonder, would things have been different if I had simply declined? After the wedding, I reached out to Mark. I wanted to explain everything, to heal the crack that had formed between us. But he was guarded. He admitted that my choice had shaken his trust, and he needed time. His words stung, but I understood. In the weeks that followed, I thought about it constantly. Accepting that invitation hadn't been a small act, it had been a step into a space where the past and present collided. I hadn't meant to hurt Mark, but my decision had crossed an unspoken line. It was a harsh lesson. Now, I'm slowly putting my life back together, learning that it's not only about honoring my own feelings but also about protecting those I love. Sometimes, closure doesn't come from revisiting the past, it comes from choosing to guard the present. If you ever find yourself at that crossroads, torn between memories and your current love, remember this: trust and respect are the foundations of a relationship. Declining an invitation might be the quietest, yet most powerful act of love you can give. This wasn't just about a wedding. It was about choices and the ripples they create. For me, it was the moment I finally understood what truly matters.